What's going on, everybody? Kenny here, also known as Silent 85. Looking a little rough as usual. um, don't mind me. I wanted to talk about aliens, extraterrestrials, UFOs, UAPs. Um, I'm 38. Throughout most of my life, I mean, this is something I think a lot of people think about a lot. I talked to my father about this. I've talked to friends, family, especially my adopted father, and he actually dropped a knowledge bomb on me about this. So let me start off with that. He said that if there was something so big as UFOs or aliens that are actually real, it's not exactly something you can just drop on society because everybody will freak the fuck out. You'll see religion upended, you'll see governments upended, because for the longest time, um, you know, we think ourselves alone in the universe. You know, now counterintuitive to that, religion has also taken over the world, and of course, religion has the capacity to insist that we're not alone in the universe. There's demon, angels, gods, all kinds of stuff, spirits. And yet, a lot of people tend to be hesitant to believe in biological extraterrestrials. I always found that fascinating. A lot of people will believe in some sort of afterlife, but not the actual real possibility of other biological life beyond this planet. Anyway, that's how it used to be. Things nowadays are a little bit more understandable, I think. I think people kind of grasp onto it. And the reason I get to that is because of media. Movies, books, video games, radio, the internet especially, I think has really prepared people for the possibility of extraterrestrial life. And personally, I'm of the belief that they are real, for two reasons. Number one, the universe is too damn big for them not to be real. There's no way we're the only ones here. There's no way. Now, of course, people could argue this is a simulation, or whatever, but it is what it is. It's where we are. It's where we exist, however you want to look at that. But personally, I believe what science has taught us. We're a part of a solar system, that's a part of a galaxy, that's a part of the universe, that's a part of, everything. And there's just no way that something is that big with that many stars, planets, moons, suns, black holes, quasars. You can't have all of that without at least two spots in that huge map or layout of the universe, without at least two different spots that has biological life. Sentient life, like us, again, yes, because we are in the Goldilocks zone of our universe. It was the perfect place for Earth to form, for us to come about and whatnot. Perfect place for life. And there's been other planets found in other solar systems that are fairly close to where we are, in that circumstance. So, again, I'm of the mind that, shit is real. I mean, I've seen a couple of things, including one story. I kind of accounted it to a possible spirit of some sort, an energy being that I saw one night. Now, again, it could have just been tricks of the eyes. It's totally plausible. But I was driving home I-20 down to Texas one night, and there's a car in front. There was an 18-wheeler on the front of me on the right. I'm over in the left-hand lane passing. I'm creeping up on him, and then there's a car behind me, probably maybe 30, 40 feet back, going the same speed as myself. Well, there was what looked like a a dark humanoid figure, probably, I don't know, 5'9", 5'10" in American measurements, um, that ran across the highway at high speed. Um, Ran right in front of me, right behind the truck, ran to the other side, and then it disappeared. I'll always remember that, and I wish I would have had my camera going because that blew my mind. Here's why: you could see through it. But you could see the dark coalescence of this, what I can only describe as some sort of dark uh, cloud or whatnot. I thought at first maybe it was just some muffler smoke coming from the 18 wheeler, and then it just blew up and it whipped up in the winds through the cars going by. But if that is the case, it was extremely human because there was two legs that moved like it was running. There was two arms that looked like they were going like this. And then of course there was a bit of a head feature, and there was a torso and whatever. But again, the lights went through it. There were certain parts of it that were dark, dark enough to form a humanoid shape. And again, I wish I would have gotten video footage of that because it's actually fairly identical to other footage you've seen about these black masses that run across the road. A lot of people tend to account those to spirits, but personally, again, I think they're just beings that are able to phase in and out of energy. Maybe of our plane of being, or they're able to phase into colors that our naked eye can't see, which is a thing. There are certain objects and colors that our eyes cannot see because of the wavelength range or light color range. I forget what it's called. That our eyes can't pick up. So, we may think we have perfect eyes, but we are limited as human beings as to what we can perceive. But with that said, again, due to personal experiences, and I've had a couple of others, and due to the statistics alone of other life being out here, the statistics alone of us being here is phenomenal. So if that's possible, then my brain is totally possible for everything else to be plausible as well. The reason I bring this up is because for the last while, for the last 10 to 20 years, there has been more and more demand or hearings or, testimonials or declassified information for UFOs, UAPs, biological life, biologics found at crash sites, pilots coming forward, Navy pilots, saying that they saw something. And so I think eventually what we're getting to, and it's funny because the book called Armada that I read, by Ernest Cline, he was the guy that wrote Ready Player One and Ready Player Two. He talks about one of the characters, his father ends up passing away, and supposedly, and it talks about how his father kept a diary, and it suggested that video games, movies like Star Wars, shows like Star Trek, and certain so on and so forth, this was all one big prep package for society to get us used to the idea of there being other biological life out there, for us to prep and get mentally aware for generations. That way there's not a bomb just dropped on society and everybody freaks the fuck out. It's kind of like a frog in a slowly boiling pot, You want them to get used to the heat gradually. You want it to build up, kind of like an immunity in some ways, and expecting certain things to happen. So you introduce it to kids of every generation, and from there it just keeps climbing and climbing. 50s, 60s, aliens, obviously stuff happened, especially in the 40s with, Area 51, the crash. Anyway, but from there, things are just being built up. And of course, also, there was a lot of potential sightings in the Renaissance age as well. There's paintings that show spheroid like ships, or that they're supposed to look like the sun, but they're actually ships that had flames coming out and whatnot. It's crazy. Anyway, throughout our history, whatever kind of media it's been, there's always been representations or something to suggest that something's out there. But from what I've noticed, it's all been ramped up over the last 100 years, especially here in the U.S. Media has played a role, in my opinion, in getting people ready for something. Am I right? I think I am. Am I wrong? I might be. But anyway, just some thoughts and ideas. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sane. Remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. See ya.